Welcome back. It's time for Media Watch, and for that I'm joined by Nick Rushworth.
Hi,
Hello,
Claire.
Nick. Starting off with Syria, reactions online to Syria.
I'm going to start out with a cartoon which I saw on Demain online. It's here. We can see a photo, not a photo, a caricature of Bashar al-Assad, and there he's on the dictator road, and of course he's at a crossroads, and he's one signpost is saying the Mubarak way, which would be protests, an uprising, and then Gaddafi way, the Gaddafi route, which of course is the country in flames. So that I thought was quite an interesting angle on what's events clearly are panning out as, with a terrible, terrible situation for all concerned.
Right, now one website is pointing to a war between the official media and social networks.
That's on Storyful Pro. I can show you there if you that website looks at social media issues, and it's got a piece there: state media versus social media in Syria. What is really happening in Damascus? And the tweeting over the last 24 hours has fueled rumours. That piece in Storyful is pointing out that, well, you know, was there a bomb? Was there not a bomb? Were people killed by a suicide bomber or by a remote device? Were, in fact, the people, the three officials who were killed, already dead? That's something that a myriad of tweets, all pointing to confusion. And that one about the ones being killed, here I can go to it, Dara now. The Syrian Defense Ministry is dead. Can you really kill a man who's dead already? So the Free Syrian Army saying they killed these three men in May. So masses of confusion in all directions about everything, as far as I can conclude.
A lot of questions on the web and elsewhere. Now, what about other tweets you saw?
Well, I saw this one tweet, just another reflection of the scale of the confusion and the disinformation. This tweet here is saying Qatar, it's a report from the Sana news agency, Syria, saying that Qatar is making models of Syrian cities to create fake videos. So we've heard for the 17 months of the uprising that there have been this question mark over the origin of videos. And that's a tweet that's taken up about material in The Guardian, which would then actually getting that from the Syrian news agency. So, of course, there we can see, if we scroll down, a big LOL, lots of laughs. I mean, it's just part of the whole idea that somehow it would be possible to recreate three Syrian cities and create fake videos around them. But, of course, there are major issues about the whole question of these videos and where they were filmed and at what times that we've come up against all the time in the newsroom, haven't we? So.
Just a detail, but I think LOL might be laughing out loud.
Okay.
I could be wrong, but just wanted to point that one out. Okay, we're going to move away from Syria and onto France. What's making a buzz online here then?
Well, it's from the sublime to the ridiculous. We've got a situation in France where the big story buzzing on the webs and the blogs and the tweets is actually about a frog. Here we can see the Huffington Post leading on the insults and accusations in the National Assembly. Of course, we're winding down now. We've got Parliament will be over in a week or so. But what's happened is that Cécile Duflot, who is the Housing and Territorial Equality Minister, she's gone onto there we can see her actually dressed in jeans, and that was her first trip to a cabinet meeting a few weeks ago. That caused already a bit of a storm. But she's caused a storm this time of her going down into the floor in Parliament and addressing MPs. And she actually gets howled down, hooted down. We can actually watch what happened in the Parliament earlier this week.
Monsieur le Président,
Allez, écoutez.
Mesdames et Messieurs les députés, Mesdames et Messieurs les députés, mais surtout Messieurs, visiblement, Monsieur le député Fromentin. Monsieur le Président.
Allez, écoutez.
What an incredible scene. What's your reaction to that, Claire?
I'm just thinking that they're pretty sexist, aren't they, for commenting on the way she was dressed? I mean, that's what it was all about, right?
Well, the UMP opposition MPs are sort of hooting, and in French they would say "oué," which would to shout her down. And yes, sexist, and that's the article in the Huffington Post. The subheading is machoism, you know, and the macho culture. So we're kind of used to that in Australia and the UK with a bit of barracking going on, but you know, what we're seeing here is a debate this week in France about that event. It was on the lunchtime news, the debate, in fact, here in France, about she wore a beautiful dress. She stood down to make a speech about the Greater Paris reconstruction, part of her job, and she immediately got attacked by UMP MPs. So one of the
it's
tweets,
all over the Twitter sphere as well.
of course, one of the tweets here I can just show you there by Marie Champ saying, I just show you there that while in the Senate they're voting a policy about sexual harassment, what the UMP opposition MPs are doing is actually, you know, talking about whistling at Cécile Duflot, spot the error, spot the mistake. So, of course, that's on the one hand a very serious issue, sexism. Also, we're seeing actually the end of the political season. Next week, Parliament will be closing.
All right, thank you very much, Nicholas, for that Media Watch segment. Now it's time for what's making waves online. It's Web News.